major. I'm an intern for freshman semester.
My name is Andrew again, and I'm first year. I'm studying business econ, and then for the summer I'll be R8 and the summer intern.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Cintron. I'm a second year political science and international studies double major, and I'm the lead intern for this summer.
So all three of these people will be around the whole summer. They're they're in our leadership development program. So they're here at the events, they're planning social events, they are in the housing. Andrew's going to be a resident assistant in the housing. So they're available to you all the time to answer all of your questions. We're going to have a slide about the mentors. But what's important is that they all were in this program. So they all were in this program, and then they were in fall housing. So they have this comparison of meeting people who were not in the program, and then knowing that they were in the program and what that was like. So a little bit about summer session real quick. So 24 to 28,000 people attend UC Irvine. Sometimes that number goes up to 32,000, fluctuates a little bit. More than 12,000 come to summer session. So it is the fourth quarter. It is a regular thing now. As a student at the university level, it is rare to take summer off. We have over 50 online courses, so even if you move home, you could be taking summer session. So we're glad to see you here today. We think we'll see you many times throughout your 4 years here at UCI. As part of our summer session, in addition to just offering our 800 courses, we also have special programs for incoming freshmen and incoming transfer students. Those programs don't really overlap too much because you have very different needs than transfer students. We have a study abroad program to Bali. There are ample opportunities to study abroad at UC Irvine, and summer session runs one of those programs to Bali. We have flyers outside about these free university success courses, so those are available to you. Once you SIR to the campus, you are a UC student and you can take advantage of those courses. They are 1 or 2 units and they are online during session 2, and they are regular units with a regular grade, so those will go to your UCI transcript. We have online courses. This summer we want to recommend that you take on-campus courses because really you're supposed to be understanding how this campus works, how the faculty work, getting involved, really being here and being present, right? But online is a great option for the future. And we have our leadership development program. We have a slide on that, so I'm going to wait on that. And today we're going to talk about all of these things. I'm going to talk for like only 20 to 25 minutes. The mentors are going to talk, and then we're going to have a lot of time for question and answer. But we want you to ask questions during the presentation. I have no interest in being up here and just lecturing to you. That's not fun for me or you. So please, whenever a thought comes into your mind, raise your hand. I want to answer your questions. This day is about you and not about us. But we're going to go over the benefits. We have slides about things like the courses, the volunteer interns, the events, the housings, the deadlines, all of those things, and time for question and answer. And then when it's over, we have the applications. We have access to internet in the room across the way, and you can submit your application today if you wanted to, which we recommend. So why would the real benefit of starting early is that, as we mentioned, there's 12,000 students, and that's less than 24 to 32,000 students. So things are just a little bit quieter here at UCI in the summertime, and that means that you have more access to all sorts of things, including your professors, your teaching assistants, the staff members, the resource offices. They're all open. They're just not quite as busy as they will be in the fall. So you'll come in, you have a full-fledged staff, myself included, 24 undergraduate interns helping you to all your daily questions, and you really get a flavor for what it's like to study as a full-time student here at UC Irvine. When the fall comes, you just hit the ground running. You already know where all the services are. In the dorm, you become that person that everybody goes to with all of their questions because you've already got it all figured out. And we help you through all those things in the summer because things are just a little bit quieter. Right? So it's a really great transition to the campus. You leave the program with undergraduate units completed on your regular transcript with a close-knit group of friends. You leave the program feeling like the campus is geographically much smaller. It is shrunken for you. Your parents come back and you show them all around, and they're like, oh gosh, I'm getting a tour by my kid. You know all sorts of things. You have a great close-knit group of friends. And you've participated in a ton of workshops and activities so that you really are getting involved starting your first year. You're not spending your first year thinking, I'm just going to take the classes and not join any clubs or worry about that just yet. That's all coming later. We don't want that to happen you because time flies quick in college. So that when you come in, you participate in all these different variety of workshops, and then you really understand like what's available to you, and you just start jumping right into the campus. It becomes your community. You're a member. Tell us about your, maybe two of you, the best benefits of the program.
For me, I was in summer bridge, so like I got to live on campus, and I lived in Arroyo Vista during my during the summer session too, and I think the best thing about it was like I got to meet new people, and then we take the same classes, so like we share the struggles, like we study together, we go to class together, and like it was pretty fun. Also that like when the fall quarter came, like we already know our directions on campus, so we don't get lost. We know where things are on campus and the resources offered at UCI. So I think those are like the benefits of the summer.
Okay, yeah. So for me personally, I think the summer program provided me like a lot of things. Like at first I got here, I got confused, I'm scared, and then I'm just too stressful about like what is college would be. And then I met my great mentor, who is my discussion leader and also my RA. She's an amazing person. She taught me a lot, and then like she guided me to how to be involved like in the campus, on campus, and then how to meet great people, and then also like she was an intern also like during last year the summer, and she provide many events and workshops for us. So I feel like here's more. I feel the belonging to this campus. I'm not that scared anymore. And then after the summer, I already know how the course would be like, and then I already know a lot of people, so I'm not scared, I'm not confused anymore like during the first quarter. So yeah, it's really beneficial.
Melissa is one of our lead mentors. She has been a mentor. This is her second year. Second year being a mentor?
Yes.
Yes. We have some mentors who come back for 3 or 4 years, so they really enjoy the experience of supporting you. The friendships, the mentor-mentee relationship and the friendships span forward for years to come. These people will be in your lives for the next 4 years, so don't be shy. Okay, so the pathways is the part where a lot of confusion comes up, so I'm going to simplify it for you. And when you look at our website, it will also make sense. So on our website, it lists 3 pathways. Today I'm not talking about the international pathway because it's rare that any of you are joining us from abroad today, but if anybody is here from abroad, I'm happy to support you after the session. So students enroll in what we call the freshman start pathway. It's also called early start, and they could also alternatively enroll in Summer Bridge, okay? Summer Bridge is a very specific scholarship. It is meant for people who are low income or first generation college students, so the first person in their family to go to college. And you apply for that separately from the summer session application that we have here today. If you receive that scholarship, you have a set criteria of 8 units. It's set in stone. You take those courses. You're required to live on campus, but it is covered by the cost of the scholarship, and financially it covers your basic fees. If you're in the early start pathway, you would take the 2-unit required seminar. You would choose a course that's relevant to you. It's optional to live on campus, but it's very highly recommended. We're going to talk about that more. And you can still apply for financial aid. You're just not, the Summer Bridge is a very specific scholarship. Other financial aid is also still available. And everyone goes to all the same events. So all the benefits we're talking about, all of the events we're talking about, all the mentors we're talking about, that is relevant to either pathway. Okay? Any questions currently?
Is it one or the other on the Summer Bridge?
Yes, it's one or the other because 6 to 8 units is a full-time student. So you either receive the scholarship and take the 8 units that we're going to look on the next slide. Those courses.
For the qualification as far as financial aid, is it one or the other?
So the Bridge Scholarship, you must be Pell eligible, low income, and then they also support first generation students, so the first person in their family to go away to college. The low income takes priority on that. So if you're a first generation student, but your family is able to contribute, it's less likely you'd receive that scholarship, as opposed to being the Pell eligible low income. The financial aid over here is supporting people who are on a much larger spectrum based on their financial contribution. Okay, so if you could, everyone can apply for financial aid. We have a slide on that I'm going to show you. You can apply tonight just to see what happens, right? And that could be the first time you apply. It's not required that you apply for financial aid. Okay, so if you're in that freshman start pathway, you're taking the Pathways to University Success. It's a 2-unit course. It's required, everyone's in it. In that course, they go over not just what resources exist here at UCI, but really how to engage with them. So really how to understand them, how to best engage and utilize them, what questions to ask when you go into these offices, where these offices are located, why people use these offices. So really so you understand and you can really make use of those resources. We could, of course, just give you a list today of, here they are, go ahead. But it doesn't work that way. It really makes sense for you to have a better introduction to those courses. You also do some career planning, some 4-year planning, and some planning for after career planning, after those 4 years, so that you really know, like, what is your objective in these 4 years here? Is it just to get the degree? I doubt it. You probably also want to get ahead with all of your co-curricular activities. You want to be bolstering your resume. You want to be thinking about the career you're going to be having after these 4 years, or going into grad school at some point in the future. So there's a lot of career planning. It's a very informative course. It's 2 units. Those units go to your transcript. For a lot of you, they count toward your graduation requirement. You do need some elective units in order to graduate, so they're not hurting you in any way. They're helpful to you. And then you would choose a course. So by the word elective, we mean you choose it. It's based on your interest, your major. Could be a prerequisite to your major, could be a major level course, could be a general education requirement. Please come in, there's a seat over here. There's 2 seats up here. There's also 2 seats up front here if you want to come and sit together. So that course is for you to decide. If you take a general education requirement, that's also a great way to get your feet wet, really understand how the faculty engage in the classroom, how students work in the classroom, how assignments work, how all the UCI websites work, where your grades end up online, all of those things. So those are very helpful to you. If you receive the Summer Bridge Scholarship, you take a 4-unit version of the 2-unit class. So the same 2 units we already discussed, and then 2 additional units of support. And then you take the Making of Modern Science. That is a general education requirement, and it is geared toward research and the research process, the scientific process of research. So that is required of you if you apply for Summer Bridge and receive the scholarship. Do you guys want to tell us a little bit about the courses you took?
So for the Making Modern Science, it's basically the class about how the science made, like the theory, like some experience, like the scientists they made, and then how they conclude a theory for the science. Do you have any examples?
Okay, for Making Modern Science, it covers a lot of, like, a broad range of sciences. So they talk about physics, biology, chemistry, but like the origin of those sciences. And it's pretty good, like, if you go into a science major, because it gives you like a little bit of basic knowledge of what you're going through. And for like bridges to university success or pathway to university success, is like what Lori has said, like how you would like do in, like, what should you do what should you do academically in college, and like how to keep up with all the work, and yeah, I think it is pretty good.
And for the Making Modern Science, like toward the end, just like during the class, you learn about some research field. So they require you to write some essay, and then you basically go to library and then like search for a theory, and then like it's like, you know, okay, just say that you go to the library and then search a book, and then you look it up and find an argument that supports your idea, and then you use the argument to the end. Like write a big paper, not really big, like 7 pages, and then it's really interesting for sure. And then you definitely know some what is research. Yeah.
So these classes basically set you up to teach you how to be a good college student. When you're in college, you will write research papers every once in a while, and they're good introduction classes to teach you how to do that. So by the time you start taking these classes in my time fall quarter hits, you already know how to do it. You know how to look up books, you know how to cite things in your papers, and you're not really intimidated by all these new research papers that you're going to have in college. I personally didn't do the making of modern science. Well, I did the freshman summer start pathway. So I took the Pathways to University Success, and I ended up taking a course under poli-sci as my first class under my major. So you are free to take whatever classes you want. So if you end up in summer bridge, you'll take a lot of courses like, that apply for your GEs. So you'll learn a lot about different subjects. But if you start in this freshman summer start, you can choose what courses that you're going to go into. So if you want to start your major courses right off the bat, you can. If you want to start your GEs, you can. So everything goes under those courses, whether you can choose. So it's just a good way. So if you want to get introduced to writing papers, then you can take a class that teaches you how to do that. But if you want to take like an elective where you want to learn how to do a new skill, like maybe take a sculpture class, an art class, or whether you want to learn dance, that's also completely acceptable and applies to your degree.
Any questions? Yes.
What about research opportunities? Like, let's say if I want to work in labs for chemistry or anything like pre-med major, may I take that type of opportunity by taking summer bridge?
So the course at UCI, research is not a course that you enroll in. So research is when you approach a faculty member, ask them about what they do here at the campus, and ask if you can be a part of their lab and support them. And so that's really like, it's a personal relationship that you make with a professor. Through the University Success course, either the 2-unit or the 4-unit, they discuss how that process works and how you might approach faculty and what kind of questions to ask and how you can interact with them best so that you kind of know, walking into it, you know their preferences, like what kind of emails they like to receive and respond to, all of those things. And we're going to talk about the events that take place during the summer. A lot of the events are academic related. They're still really fun and engaging. But you're going into faculty labs, you're hearing from researchers about what they do, you're understanding their experience here at UCI so that you're more informed about how the research process works in general at UC Irvine. So those events are also really helpful to getting to know a couple faculty members. If you end up working with not them, but other members, you at least already have this experience under your belt of talking to these faculty members, understanding their experience, and sort of relating to them in that way. So in the summertime, this would be 6 or 8 units of study. That's a full-time student. You will be busy. You will be studying. Your time will be busy, and there will be lots of events to attend as well. But you could be networking with faculty thinking about the fall. So you wouldn't start research in the summer, but you might start as soon as the fall. So you will be receiving information from admissions about your student parent orientation program, SPOC as they call it. That's a very, very important program. You'll want to make sure that the minute you receive that email, you do go ahead and sign up for a SPOC orientation session. We recommend SPOCs 1 through 4 because they take place prior to our program. You can also take SPOCs during our program, but do not take SPOC 5. That is the first week of our classes. You don't want to miss the first week of classes here during freshman summer start. So consider 1 through 4 first as an opportunity for you. That is where you're going to meet your counselor for the first time and talk to them about your degree, your major, and getting advice on what to take and how and when to take those things. So when you enroll in freshman summer start, you have not already talked to your counselor. That is the same for every student. So to help you with that, the counselors have given us a list. So if you go to our website, Freshman Summer Start, if you click on academics and you scroll down, you'll see every department offered. So let's say you're a social sciences department. Let's say your major is listed here, right? You're in political science. When you scroll down, the department has looked at all of the courses that summer session offers in session 2 and said you cannot go wrong with these courses. These will help you toward your major or toward your general education requirement. So I can't advise you on what course to take. I'm not an academic advisor, but I can help you use the websites to look at what's required of you. And it's recommended you choose a course from your department list. Okay, so in Early Start, you're taking that 2-unit course, and then you're writing in which course you want to take as your elective course, right? And that you would get from this list. So as we mentioned, across the way we have a room with 4 laptops today. We're going to be there to answer questions and support you, and you can use the website on the computer in there and look at the different courses. So you could fill all that out today if you wanted to. So every person will not see their counselor when they choose this course. And then with that said, courses are first come, first serve at UCI. So you want to save a space in your preferred course quickly. But you can change courses prior to the start of the session. Okay, so if later you decide you've done more research online, or you've called the counseling office, or you've read more course descriptions and you say, you know what, I want to take a different course, we can help you change courses, okay? It's not set in stone, but you can't go wrong if you use that list. Okay, so we have a team of undergraduate, what we call interns. We call them interns because they are learning vital skills, hands-on skills. They're working in teams. They're using their communication skills. They're planning all of your social events. They're planning some of your academic-related events. They're going to be available to you throughout the summer. Some of them, like Andrew, will be your resident assistant. They're going to be friendly faces. They're going to see you on Ring Road. They're going to wave at you. They're going to assume they know you and they're going to wave at you. They're really friendly. You'll know all their names. They'll try really hard to know all of your names, but there could be 400 of you, so they will try their best, but they will make personal relationships with you. You'll have that mentor-mentee relationship. The truth is, today, you don't know all the questions to ask. You have questions today, but as you go through the session, you're going to have a lot more questions. Our office is always open. Come in, ask questions, but some of you also like to ask your questions to students, right, as opposed to administrators like me. So they're going to be available to you. Their emails are already on our website. You can email them tonight if you wanted to. They're on our Facebook page, so when you're getting ready for the session, when you're asking little questions on Facebook, they're answering those. I'm answering those too. So you have this big staff to support you in your transition to UC Irvine. They all went through the program, so they understand the different stresses that you're under with the classes, with living on campus, with your new roommate, with being away from home, with missing your food from home, trying new food, all of those things. And they all complete a 9-month training here with summer sessions. So they go through formal training in all sorts of leadership topics so that they can really best support students and really understand how to be a good mentor, how to be available. Do one or two of you want to tell us about why you became an intern?
Oh. So I was a participant in 2012. So I was one of you guys 2 years ago. So I was an incoming freshman and I was kind of worried about going to college. So I figured I had nothing to do during summer, so why not I start in college early to, hit the ground running so I wouldn't be as scared. So when I got here, I was kind of confused and I was like, oh yeah, normal college student freshman, familiar feelings. And then I met a lot of the interns and they were so welcoming and they were very warm and they helped me out a lot during the summer. And I became really good friends with quite a few of them, and I decided that, hey, if they did such an amazing job helping me out, I wanted to do that for incoming freshmen later on. So they helped me become a part of this campus, and I really fell in love with Irvine because of this program and all the interns that helped me out. So I came back so that I could share a little bit of that love and happiness with incoming freshmen for future years.
For me, it started out toward week 4 when we had to study for our final and stuff. But we have a social going on in our hall, but I don't know why I couldn't feel belonging there. So, but at the same time, the interns, they were having another study break. So I decided to go to the study break instead of hanging out with my homies. And then when I came out there, they Melissa had said they're really welcoming and they answer every question I had. They really had a positive impact on me. It made me feel belonging there. So I wanted to be one of them, to help out, because the freshmen who might have feel left out me before.
We also know that it's a lot of fun. They really enjoy planning all the events. I'm going to show you some pictures of those. So we have a variety of events in the summer. What's funny? So we have behind the scenes inside UCI events. This is where you're meeting faculty, you're visiting labs, you're understanding the faculty experience, you're engaging and asking questions. We try to have inside UCI events from every department at UCI, so you could go something that feels related to your major. But it turns out when you go to things that are not related to your major, you're sparked. Your interest is sparked. You're wondering, these cross-department ties come together for you. Sometimes I go to things that are not related to me, and I think it's really cool. We go to the alligator lab every now and then, and we see that there's alligators underground in biosci, and they're studying how the changes in oxygen affect their heart, because they were at one time a 3-chambered heart animal. Now they are a 4-chambered heart animal. The dinosaurs had 3 chambers. Everyone now has 4 chambers. So there's really interesting things going on here at this campus, and we want you to be understanding of what is happening, and we want you to apply that to your major, but we also want to introduce you to things that are not related to your major, so you are just well-rounded, you understand a lot about this campus, it's interesting, it's fun, it's engaging. We speak with a lot of different types of faculty. This is our stem cell research lab, where you can hear about the up-and-coming things that are happening behind the scenes at UC Irvine. We have outdoor events. We go to the Marsh Tour to be with David Bowler, who talks about his research outdoors. We have social events where you understand different resources, meet club members, think about things you want to do in the fall. This is our summer games. It's the first week of the program. It's a Friday. It's amazing. It's outdoors in Aldridge Park. We take over the whole park. There's lots of food. There's lots of games. There's lots of activities. Lots of things to make you feel great about UCI. This is our summer gala we had last summer, a chance to put on a formal outfit, dance with your new friends. It was a hit. It was a lot of fun. Me and Artie DiCaprio came. She had a great time. We have a talent show. It's not a talent show, it's called the Sunset Festival. It showcases all of the talent at UC Irvine. So all sorts of different clubs and organizations come out and give performances, so you can really get a feel of what UCI culture is all about and what the fall is going to look like when things are booming just a little more than they are in the summer, but they will be active in the summer. Housing. I'm going to change topics and move on to why it's important that you live in housing. It's strongly recommended for the Early Start pathway. We talked about a little bit earlier. It's in Arroyo Vista, which is within walking distance of the campus, and we make that walk together on the first day of the program, so you know how to walk from housing to the campus. On the second day of the program, we show you the building that your elective class is in, so you know how to walk from Arroyo Vista to your class. You'll be living with your classmates in the housing. You can commute to the program, but it just turns out that there's so many things going on that you can take advantage of, and that's easier to do if you're right here and local and in the housing. And there's things that pop up in housing that are unplanned, that are really fun and engaging and really sort of support you in being a part of this community. How many of you know you're commuting in the fall? You know that in the fall, winter, spring, you're not going to be in freshman dorming. Okay, that's a lot of hands. So this is a great opportunity to have a 6-week experience on campus, really build solid connections with other students and with the mentors. And then in the fall, you're not living here, but you have friends all over the campus. You know where they live. You can stop by and see their dorm. You can spend time with them, and you feel like you're really a good part of this community, and you've gotten all of these resources. So really, if you're commuting in the fall, this is the best opportunity for you. It's short, it's sweet, you meet great people, and then in the fall, as a commuter, you don't feel like you're disconnected in any way from the campus. For the rest of you who are going to be living in the dorms in the fall, still a great opportunity to really take advantage of all those resources. As we noted in the fall, you'll be the one telling all your friends in the dorms how to get around, how things work, how to get to the grocery store, how to enroll in classes, how to buy your books, how to go to the library. All of those resources you will be supporting. You guys want to tell us about your housing experience? Maybe one or two of you?
Okay, so I lived in Arroyo Vista for this program, and it's really, it was really very important to me because that was where I met quite a few of my friends coming into fall quarter. I had met them already during the summer, and you literally get a summer family. Like you don't lose contact with them. I still hang out with a lot of the friends that I made during my summer. We go out for lunch, sometimes we're in the same class. We all get really excited, and because it's the first time that oftentimes students live together, they make really strong connections with each other, and like you get to hang out. And even if you're commuting during this program, I had a lot of commuters that came by my dorm, and we're all still really good friends, and we all still talk to each other. And also like the commuters, they can still go to events, and then we plan like random events at, that come up out of nowhere quite literally. Like I remember we did s'mores, we did impromptu movie nights with new friends that we had just made. It's a very warm and it's a very good bonding experience. And then you get it right before fall, and then you get to do it all over again. So cool.
That right before fall point was interesting. So housing is fully separate from fall housing. So it's a different contract, it's a different payment. You move out on September 11th and you go back home to your family for 2.5 weeks and tell them how much fun you had, express everything, see your friends, relax a little bit. And then late in September, around the 24th, you move into your fall housing. So there's a little bit of time in the middle. So pack light, you're not moving here for a whole year. There is laundry available. Your RA will show you how to do laundry if you don't know already. It's fun. The mentors will help with that as well. Questions about housing? Yes? The price is coming up on the screen. It is $870 for the session to live with us on campus. So that includes all of the services you get from your RA. There's a duty line that's available 24 hours, so you can call if you're locked out, you have a concern, all those things. So that is awesome. Come on in, no problem. Arroyo Vista does not come with a meal plan, but our communications that welcome you to the program explain to you the voluntary meal plan options and how you can purchase one of those if you'd like to. Arroyo Vista has a full-fledged kitchen, and there will be less of you in each dorm. So instead of there being 70 of you like in fall, winter, spring in Middle Earth or Mesa, there'll be 24 or 36 of you. So you'll share that kitchen. Your RA will explain how all that works effectively. You'll do a lot of cooking together. We walk to Albertsons on the first day of the program, so you know how to get back and forth. There's also a Trader Joe's. You can buy all your breakfast foods. You can also have your meals on campus. So there's a meal plan that's optional for the summer and available to you. We eat at Pippin on the first night of the program, and that is in Middle Earth. So when you're here on campus and you're walking to Arroyo Vista, you pass by Middle Earth. So it makes sense to have your meals in Middle Earth. So you can buy a meal plan, and you can do lunch and dinner. You can do breakfast in there, but I'm telling you lunch and dinner is more popular. But you'll want to eat also with your new friends in the house. So we'll explain all those options to you. Okay. So the dates. We're going to talk about financial aid in a second and how to apply for that. But financial aid is available to you for the summer session. It's part of last year's financial aid. So when you come in for the fall, you're still fresh. You're not taking away from your fall financial aid. The Summer Bridge application is an online application. It's linked on our website. If you believe you're eligible for the Summer Bridge scholarship, you should apply. It's first come, first served, so you should apply tonight so that you have access to that scholarship application. And it's due by June the 3rd. Freshman Start is going on. We have the applications here today. We're happy to help you with those so you can turn them in today and be enrolled in your course before leaving the campus. There is a deadline, so you can submit that by mail or in person if you don't want to fill it out today for any reason. You would join us on Saturday, August 2nd. That's when you move into the dorms. If you're commuting, you can still join us on Saturday, August 2nd. There's activities on both Saturday and Sunday to really acclimate you to the program. On Monday, you go to your first classes, so you know where those are. Okay, and you move out September 11th. Questions?
Can we do the application online?
It's not online. The application is a paper form, so again, you can have it today and turn it in. You can mail it in or come in person.
I do have a question. I'm Molly, the Associate Dean of Summer Session. My question is, how many of you came in after the beginning of the presentation? Okay. So if you have questions about what the bridge, Summer Bridge is versus Early Start, let's make sure that we answer those before the end of the day. Okay, because you would have missed that part, right? You missed that part of the presentation. So
I will be available to you.
what she just mentioned might not make sense to you yet, but we can explain it to you just after.
can we try to apply for summer bridge first before the fresh start?
Yes, so there's two situations here. So when you turn in this enrollment form, either today or by mail or in person, you pay for your courses and your $150 campus fee. And we're going to talk about financial aid and how that integrates as well. But that $150 campus fee becomes non-refundable. So you really want to be sure you're coming to the summer session either way. Concurrently, you can apply for the Summer Bridge Scholarship. You won't hear back for some time. You hear back in the month of June if you're able to receive that. If you applied for early start, we can help you move your enrollments over to Summer Bridge. It's not a problem. You would not lose anything. The $150 would be applied to Summer Bridge. If you know that you're only going to join us if you get the Summer Bridge Scholarship, you should not enroll in early start because you will lose that $150 if you do not receive the scholarship. So if you know the scholarship is pivotal to your attendance, you should just apply for Summer Bridge. If you know that you want to join us either way, you should apply for early start as soon as possible, and you can simultaneously apply for Summer Bridge if you like.
Plus, can they apply their scholarships to freshman start?
So they can apply financial aid, summer financial aid to early start.
No,
Okay.
the outside scholarships they're getting. Like, so they're getting scholarships from other agencies. Can they apply it to freshmen?
So the agency would have to send payment to summer session, and we can help you with that specifically. So yes, we can do that with you for the billing of that. So to be considered for financial aid, quickly, this is for everyone, either Summer Bridge Scholarship or Early Start. You must send us last year's FAFSA. That's confusing because you probably already submitted 2014, 2015 for fall, right? But summer session is part of the previous year, so you need to submit 2013, 2014. So you have to log back onto FAFSA and complete all of last year's. Submit that to UC Irvine. Our website details this, so it's all listed and hyperlinked on our website. Then there's a part where you tell UC Irvine that you want to receive financial aid. You have to submit information to UC Irvine about your financial aid. They put those two things together and give you an estimate. That estimate can be used for an early start. Summer Bridge uses that information to look over your account and see if you are in fact eligible and should receive a Summer Bridge scholarship. Okay, so some of you will look for that specific scholarship and some of you will apply for financial aid separate from that specific scholarship. Okay, so the fees, yes, question?
Can we sign up for the early start program today and then do the financial aid later?
Yes,
Okay.
you can, and I will help you with that in the other room. We'll help you with that payment. Okay? So in regards to payment, it's a per unit fee. It's the same undergraduate fee, which is great for you. You get to use the undergraduate fee. You are a UC student. You've submitted your SIR, and you paid $271 per unit for 6 units. Okay? Plus that $150 non-refundable campus fee. For Summer Bridge, you would go online to apply and wait to hear back if you could receive that scholarship. If you receive that scholarship, it covers the cost of tuition and the campus fee. Housing is $870 for the session. It's a separate contract from fall. We help you get that contract so you can submit it. Financial aid can also be applied to housing. Summer Bridge covers housing, and they require you to live with us. Okay? Any questions about the fees? Knowing that financial aid is linked on our website. Yes.
Can we do the summer bridge program with you at in the other room?
It takes you quite some time to fill out the Summer Bridge application, so we won't have you do that in person with us. But back to our website that we've been pulling up. So right here on the enrollment tab, that's where you want to be, okay? So when you scroll down here, it tells you all these steps. Step 1, SIR, come to the campus. Step 2, pick your courses if you're going to be in early start. Think about financial aid, optional, link there for you. And then enrollment. So we have the paper early start forms here. It's paper online as well. You cannot apply online. The Summer Bridge is also linked right here, so you want to do that at home on your own time. Okay.
I'm sorry, I have
Yes.
one question, just
Yes.
for clarification. Can you go back to the
Yes.
previous slide?
There you go.
There. Okay, so the 150, there is a 150 payment that must be made if you're applying for Summer Bridge, or when you apply for it, the scholarship covers it?
So when you apply for Summer Bridge, you give no payment. When you
Okay.
when you're notified that you're going to receive the scholarship, you're required to submit some paperwork by mail, and you're required to include the $150 on that paperwork. That really saves your spot in Summer Bridge. It's non-refundable if you decided you could not come. Okay, but in the end, the scholarship does cover the $150 if you complete the Summer Bridge program, but it doesn't cover it if you drop out, right? That makes sense. So it does end up being covered, but first you must submit it up front. Okay, just a few more slides and then it's time for questions. So again, enrolling in person for early start, we can do that today with you, and applying online for Summer Bridge. And we do want to open the floor for questions. Questions for me, but really also especially questions